right, Shannon, jump in here. Is there any truth to what Mario Chalmers is saying?
No, that's his opinion. The question is, ask Magic Johnson, was he afraid of Mike? Ask Larry Bird, was he afraid of Mike? As a matter of fact, ask the Detroit Pistons, were they ever afraid of Michael Jordan? And I guarantee you the answer would be no. Now, this is what we got. So I'm trying to figure out, Skip. So from the time LeBron broke through with the Heat, when he went to the Heat, so you mean to tell me a man that ran the Eastern Conference for 8 straight years, wasn't nobody afraid? Now, this is what Paul George said after being eliminated by the LeBron 4 or 6 times. He says it's real frustrating to continue losing to the same team or the same person. It's real frustrating. Ask Danny Ainge, why did he put the big 3 together? Okay, ask the New Jersey Nets, why they gave up what they gave up to get Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, to pair them with Joe Johnson and Darren Williams. Why would they do that, Skip? Now, this is what you hold against Steph Curry. You said Steph Curry got on a plane and led a contingent to Sag Harbor to knock on a 7-foot man who was vacationing door, which was one Kevin Durant, said, would you please come join us?
And save us.
Does that not sound like somebody that is fearful of one LeBron James?
Okay.
The problem that I have, Skip, if you want to say Michael Jordan is the GOAT, I got no problem with that. I would disagree with you, but I got no problem. The problem that I have is that when you say Jordan is the GOAT, you do everything you can to discredit LeBron. If you want to say, look, Jordan got 5 MVPs, he got 6 finals, 6 chips, he got this many scoring titles, he scored this many points a game, he averaged this, he did this and that. Gotcha. Because I'm going to say, well, LeBron has done this. He got this many MVPs. He gets finals MVP. He led the league in scoring. He led the league in assists. And so I'm going to do a culmination. I'm not saying, well, this and that. I'm not going to discredit Mike because Mike did what he did. It seems like when they try to make their point, I believe you can make your point saying someone is the best without trying to be disrespectful and discredit. I believe 8 years of running the Eastern Conference, and ain't nobody said, man, ooh, I want to go back and Skip, I was trying to find footage where people say, man, I can't wait to play the Cavaliers. Man, I can't wait to get the Miami Heat, because that's the matchup that I want. Everybody was trying to do everything they could. Nobody wanted to be at the 1 seed because you have to see the Heat. Or you're going to have to see the 1 or 2 seed. That means early on, you're going to have to see the Cavaliers or the Heat. Everybody tried to stay out of the 7 or the 8 spot. Let's wait till the very, very last minute. Ask Toronto. Ask DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. Ask Dwayne Casey. Did they fear LeBron James? I think you get to a man, I think you say yes. Look, Mario, that's his opinion because he never heard how you never heard it. But you say, well, they didn't say it, but I saw people. Skip, are you worried about what people say? I don't care about what your words, I care about your actions. Well, I saw people shrink in the moment playing LeBron, but they never said it. Rio, you just blew your case up.
Okay. You finished?
I'm done.
All right, my turn. I believe that Mario Chalmers was speaking about then because he has some credibility, I think high credibility. He started alongside LeBron James for all 4 years that LeBron played for the Miami Heat. He was right there, up close, personal, on top of it, witnessed it from inside out. So he does have some credibility. He's not some player who kept losing to LeBron who now says, I wasn't afraid of him. He's not Jordan. I don't even know if he's the biggest Jordan fan. But Mario Chalmers is not some random. I want to qualify him first before I dive into this because
he was a solid player for the Heat.
Okay, remember, he played at Kansas. He was the MOP, most outstanding player, of that Final Four against Derrick Rose in Memphis because, remember, Chalmers hit the late three that tied the game to send it to overtime against the Memphis Tigers, and they took over. Kansas Jayhawks did and won in overtime.
Correct.
Okay, so he has some not a great player, certainly not in LeBron's league, but good enough, they called him Rio, to start for the Heat for those 4 years. So remember, his context is then. I don't think he's talking about now at all because his tense was out of whack. Nobody fears LeBron. I think it should be ED, feared. He's talking about then, okay, in that time frame because he was there up close and personal, and he witnessed what happened the first go-around with the Heat in 2011. LeBron had an all-time superstar meltdown, and Rio is right there. It's games 4, 5, and 6 against the Dallas Mavericks. You know what happened or didn't happen with LeBron. Well, he saw that. Then he was there the next year, and remember, It was the Mario Chalmers Memorial Game in Game 4 of the next finals that helped LeBron get his first ring. Because remember that night in Game 4 against the then Baby Thunder, Mario Chalmers scored 25 in that game, scored 12 in the fourth quarter alone. LeBron had a very good game, but Chalmers was really the star of the night and took over in that fourth quarter. Okay. So there's some credibility there. Then the next year's 2013, he was there in Game 6, and he saw. I think LeBron just unraveled down the stretch. You don't. You said he scored points early, but again, he did have 2 uncharacteristic late turnovers in the last minute, and then he missed the 3 that would have tied the game, and we know what happened. Ray Allen happened, shot me right in the heart. Then 2014, Rio was there right alongside LeBron, and Rio wasn't very good in that finals.
Yeah, he was terrible.
He was pretty terrible. In fact, he did get replaced in Game 5, which was in San Antonio, became the closeout game because Ray Allen replaced him in the starting lineup, if you recall that night. But LeBron wasn't very good in the games 3 and 4 back in Miami. Remember, they split in San Antonio in 3 and 4. LeBron wasn't LeBron James in those couple of games. He just wasn't quite himself. Whatever reason, and they got blown off the floor by a record finals margin. Mario Chalmers saw that. So he's saying...
Yeah, he participated.
Yeah, he participated. So he's watching Greg Popovich in 2013, especially, wave defenders off LeBron. Just let him shoot that. Let him, any of the outside shots, especially the three-point shots, get off him. Get off him. So he's saying in that period when he was there playing alongside, he did not see fear in the eyes of opponents. The way he was told, because he didn't play against Jordan, the way he was told that players feared Michael Jordan. Okay, now back to, we could argue this all day and all night. Did Magic deep down fear Michael Jordan? I think he did. That's just me, because he saw what a force he was. And you can also say Magic feared nobody on a basketball court, and you could be right. I'm just talking about a healthy, maybe fear's not the operative word. Was he very concerned about how they were going to deal with Michael Jordan? Well, sure he was.
You don't think he was concerned how they're going to deal with LeBron James?
Sure they are. And listen, to your point, I think as time has passed, especially after that run, once he went back to Cleveland, then I think there's some fear started, because he started playing. He got bigger and stronger. He got bulkier in his shoulders. Even to this day, I think that LeBron right now is as feared as much as he ever has been in his career, because he plays bully ball like nobody's. He's still the best bully ball player in the league, and you know this. When he decides right now, I'm going to take this game over, what can he do? He can just go down low, just post up and call for the ball and just wheel on people. They can't stop him. If he gets going downhill toward the rim, unlike Russell Westbrook, when he gets going hell-bent to the rim, who can stop ambidextrous LeBron James? Well, that's a side of his game that wasn't in full force during these years in Miami.
But Skip, if you remember, Skip, he broke up that Detroit dynasty, what they had with Chauncey and Rip and Rashid and Big Ben and Tayshaun Prince.
He had the 48-point game, and that was double overtime.
And that was the end of that.
Okay, I got it. But again, we could argue the definition of the word fear. I think the the bad boy Pistons feared Michael Jordan because they thought he was inhuman. That they had Jordan rules in place, which is why Sam Smith named his book The Jordan Rules. It was off Detroit's Jordan Rules because they decided we got to hit him hard and foul him before a liftoff. Because if he lifts off, if he gets up off the floor at the basketball, we're done.
But guess what, Skip? They say, give him the outside shot. We'll give him that, but we're not going to let him elevate on us. So basically, they were doing to Michael Jordan what they were doing to LeBron. Like, give him that. Skip, when Mike got into the league, Mike didn't have that deadly mid-range shot. He didn't have that fadeaway like he got, like he developed over time, because as his athleticism started to wane, where he couldn't fly to believe I can fly, all of a sudden he's like, well, I got to reinvent myself. Now he went to the post. The pinch or the low. And he could turn around and fade with the best of them. Kobe also adopted that. So it was called the evolution. But this notion that, but you said, Rio, they never said it, but you can see it, how they was fearful of LeBron. I'm like, bro, so what are you saying? Because very few, Skip, I don't think anybody said, well, I was afraid of Jordan. You just got a feeling from the moment that guys didn't play like they normally play. Guy averaging 30, all of a sudden he get 20.
Look, it's what you said about you walk in a room with the guy and you feel like he can levitate.
Yes.
Okay, that's what they thought.
Yes.
It's like pre-game. It's pre-tip. You look over there and you say, God, I don't know.
That's him.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's him.
Yeah, are we gonna be able to control him at all? Is he just gonna be a terror tonight where we got no shot?
Right.
That's not how teams have looked at LeBron, but again, maybe more so today than yesterday, back in these days.
But the guy, Skip, back then, there was guys that weren't as friendly. You know, a lot of these guys that started with the AAU. So you knew a lot of these guys, Skip. When you got to the league, you had, even if you skipped college, Skip, you had played against these guys 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. So you had seen all of these guys so much. It's like Jordan probably only saw Patrick Ewing maybe at Skip at the McDonald's All-American game. Yep. A lot of these guys, the only time you saw them was at the McDonald's All-American, or they used to have Adidas All-American game. They had like 2 or 3 All-American games. Right. That was the only time you saw them. Now, these kids Skip, they playing traveling ball at 8. So by the time they're 18, hell, they know everybody on first name basis.
Okay. What have I told you from the start? Jordan was not a nice guy. I like him. I got to know him. You know him a little bit.
Yes.
But in the end, when it comes to this, he's not a nice guy. In fact, he's a terror. And LeBron is at heart a nice guy.
Yes.
And he wants to be liked by, he wants to be the ambassador of the league. He wants everybody to, it's a whole different mindset. It's a whole different approach to basketball. He's the face of the league in a benevolent way. Right. Well, this guy was in a malevolent way, the face of the league. Right. Because they're terrified of him. Well, okay, so what Chalmers said when I first read it, it's like, duh. To me, it's Captain Obvious stuff. And I would think if you called him up right now and said, what do you think, how controversial your quotes were? He'd say, they weren't controversial at all. I'm just stating a fact.
Let me ask you a question. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Jordan and Kobe was close in age. Let's just say Jordan is 3 or 4 years older than Kobe. You think he takes Kobe up under his wings like he did?
No. Absolutely not. N-O-T.
Exactly.
Because he didn't take Scottie Pippen up under his wing.
He didn't take nobody under his wing.
He didn't really like Scottie Pippen.
For whatever reason, Kobe just was the little brother that just kept nagging on his big brother to take him with him.
Yeah. And that took time.
That took time. Yes. Right. Because remember the All-Star game, he's like, man, I ain't, that little Laker boy, he gonna try to shoot all the shots.
That's what he said.
And so over time, Kobe.
But Jordan had to be out for a while. He had to be completely retired and get it through his head. I am done with that. There's no way I'm going to have a comeback. Right. Then all of a sudden, he starts to warm to Kobe. Right. And all of a sudden, Kobe kept pushing and pushing until he got inside Jordan's heart. In a way, very few humans have ever gotten inside that man's heart.
I don't know if another basketball player has ever had.
I'm going to say never.
And I think he saw himself as a young Kobe Bryant. That's what he saw.
Yep. No, I got it. And Kobe definitely saw himself as the next Mike.
That man, he wanted to be like, that man started walking like Mike. He chewed gum like Mike. He had the little wristband on his elbow.
He did the tongue. He went with the tongue. Yeah, the whole idea.
And he mastered it. Yeah. But Skip, like I said, I believe that you can say Jordan is the GOAT without trying to step on LeBron. Yeah. I'm like a comment.
Okay, I got that, and I agree with that. I don't know for sure that Mario thinks Jordan's the GOAT. I think he does. But again, there's no connection from Mario to Jordan. Right? I mean, there's no crossover.
No.
Yeah, right? And I don't know that he would know him or be close to him because he's not close to anybody.
No, there ain't a whole lot of people close to Jordan.
Okay.
Jordan got a force field around him.
So I don't know that he's defending Jordan. I just think he's blurting out the truth as he saw it through 4 years alongside LeBron. And it's credible because it's 4 years. It's not like 1 year. It's 4 years of up close and very personal.
But Skip, thing is now, it's different now. Man, these kids don't fear Jack anyway. These kids,
that's not in the vocabulary anymore.
No. I mean, these rappers like, man, I'm better than Tupac. Whoa, bro, slow down, bro. You just 2 weeks in the game, and you talking about you better than historically great.
There's no reverence.
None.
No reverence.
There used to be a reverence. Even Jordan had it for Dr. J.
He did.
And the old guys had it. As the guys started to transition, you paid them respect.
Hey, for Mr. Russell, you just paid him respect.
Yes.
And trust me, Michael had it for for Bill Russell because
Yes.
one year is 98 when he won MVP in 98. We had a big media session at a hotel, and Mr. Russell came to present to him in front of maybe 50-odd reporters.
Right.
And listen, Michael Jordan was in awe, sitting up there on this little dais on stage next to Mr. Russell.
And I don't, like I said, I mean, there just to be a thing, like, man, when you saw LT or you saw Reggie White or Brucey and the great quarterbacks at the time, the Montana, I mean, I didn't look, John was like, he was my teammate, so I didn't look at.
No.
But you had a reverence to those guys.
You just do.
Even the old guard. I remember meeting Johnny Unitas for the first time. Or Dick Butkus and Deacon Jones. It was like,
you're going to pay your respects.
Yes. Yes, sir.
They earned it.
Yeah, Skip, you have to be Mr. This. Man, call me Deacon. Call me Dick. And I was like, okay. But that was just the level. But it's a different time now, Skip. And I don't know if these young guys, unless it's a Jordan. But for me, you didn't have to be a pantheon historically great for me to give you your respect in my sport.
Yeah, I got it.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.